Hi, my name is Tess Walls, skin therapist, helping people to celebrate the skin they're in for 3 decades. Today we're going to be talking about what are the symptoms of dehydration and what causes dehydration. The symptoms of dehydration are the easiest way to figure out whether you've got dehydration is to push in on your skin. And if you see little crepey lines on the surface, that's dehydration. Another way is you can lift your skin up, and again, you're looking for those little lines or crepiness on the surface. So what is dehydration? Basically, dehydration is caused by water escaping out of the surface of the skin. So we have a natural oil and water film that sits over the surface of the skin, and this basically keeps the skin protected. My little analogy is it's like a glass of water. We have water, obviously, in the glass, and then we have the protective film is like a layer of cling film or Glad wrap that sits over the surface. That water should naturally circulate throughout the skin, but it should be hitting that protective film and dripping back down. Dehydration is when we lose the protective film. So it's like you're taking off that layer of Glad wrap. Water will start to basically evaporate out of the skin, and the skin has no protection. So we start to get that crepiness. Symptoms we see, the skin looks dull, it looks dry. When we put our makeup on, it literally will not just sit on the surface like a beautiful coating. The skin will be trying to drink it. It's literally thirsty, so it needs a big drink of water. So anything you put on there gets instantly sucked into the skin. So how do we treat dehydration? We need to rebuild that protective barrier. So the skin needs hyaluronic acid. That is probably one of the most common things we use to treat dehydration. Hyaluronic is a water-binding ingredient. It acts like a sponge. It draws the moisture into the skin. It actually has the ability to hold 1,000 times its own weight in water. So it draws the water into the skin and it holds it there. It plumps the skin. I do have another video on hyaluronic acid, so if you want more details, you can watch that one. But basically, we need hyaluronic for the water. So this will fill the water in the cup. How do we then create the protective film? 2 things. We create a protective film with oil and we create it with hyaluronic acid. So we need both of those things. One is not enough, okay? So things like essential fatty acid oils we need to use. A good moisturizer that will actually create a film, slight film on the surface, so it's locking in our moisture and stopping that water evaporation. Just think, little layer of cling film or Glad wrap blocking the top. So good moisturizer, an essential fatty acid oil. Avoid powders because powders are going to dry out the skin. You don't want to be using anything like that. And you also then need to use a hyaluronic acid serum underneath that good moisturizer. So those would be my top tips: good moisturizer, essential fatty acids, and hyaluronic acid. That's how we treat dehydration. And then get onto a really good exfoliator that's gently going to break down dead skin buildup. I do have another video on exfoliation, so you can watch that one. And that will just gently remove any dead skin buildup, but keep the skin nice and plump and healthy and dewy. So what are our top takeaway tips? Basically, look up and get onto a good essential fatty acid. Make sure you're using a great hyaluronic acid, and ensure that your exfoliator is not stripping the skin too much and it's just something nice and gentle to remove that dead skin buildup. So I hope I've helped to answer your question: what causes dehydration and how do I treat it? And if you need any further information, feel free to check out our website or contact our team if you've got any questions. Thanks so much. Chat soon. Bye.